Yeah, tell me, Rajiv. Do you have any question, Rajiv? Okay. Yeah. So basically, in simple terms, I can say, like I mentioned, right? Outside world, you don't feel like, say, yeah. Let's do. Uh, Ash code, right? So what you will do, right? When you go to the shopping, and you bought milk, you bought soap, you bought pillow, and you bought some like cool drinks, right? You bought three, four items. What do you do? Like, will you keep it in a corner of your room? No, right? What you will do? You'll take the body wash or whatever it is, keep it in the bathroom, and you take the pillow, keep it in the bedroom, and you take the coke and milk, keep it in the fridge. Now your friend came and asked you, hey, can I get the coke? What you will do? Simple, right? You will say, check it in the fridge rack. If you haven't kept it in fridge, if you keep keeping all these items in a single place, right, just like a junk, in one of the rooms like that you guys have, one of the corners, you just throw the pillow, you just throw the body wash and all the junk, all the trash over there, everything is in the single place. Okay, now your friend came and asked you, what you will do? First, you need to take out the pillow. It may be somewhere below the pillow, or like, you need to clean up that place, and you need to go and search. You need to, make very focused approach in that messy place, right? Rather than that, what you did, you adopted a smart technique to keep certain items in certain place, right? In the same way, Java also want to extract, when it want to extract the data. So now you ask, like, system dot out dot println here, right? So before displaying it here, you created an object here, and you are trying to display here, right? In between, you did something. So the executor forgot where it kept, and when you're trying to display here, it need to be so smart enough, so fast enough to fetch, the data and display it here, right? Otherwise, if it takes, like, it goes across all the GVM and try to display it, it doesn't work like that. So it uses an algorithm. Okay, each location will get some algorithm. Okay, with that algorithm, what happens is, it's logically thinking. Just try to imagine. Okay, this memory location has been divided into n number of sectors, like, memory locations, right? So let's say, from a hash code point of view, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 20 locations are there from hash code point of view, simple way. Okay, agreed. In that, like, when you try to keep an object, it applies some algorithm for that object, whatever the value comes, and it looks for where it fits. If it fits here, it keeps here, and if it fits here, if it keeps here. Next time, if you try to access that object, it try to use the same algorithm, so that it can easily go into this block first. It can go easily into that block, rather than searching this here, here, and here, right? That is what hash code. Using that hash code, it identifies that object should go in this location. And again, let's say another object also comes here, right? So this block is again segregated, and it will fit whichever the object fits in the right location, right? So that is how hash code will be used to identify. It's an identification number, a plain number generated by JVM if you don't override it, and used it for identifying an object very quickly from the memory, from the heap. Actually, memory instance objects will be in the heap. Understood, Rajiv? And which scenarios, why it is so important, you get to know. In hash map especially, hash code has so much important value in hash map, in collections. Okay, keep that in mind. We'll discuss that. In the equals method, why did you use Java student? Yeah, I didn't explain, right? That was Krishna. What I'm trying to say is, you remember we kind of, when the overriding and polymorphism, runtime polymorphism, in these concepts, when we're talking about that, what we said is like a parent can hold child, right? That is how this equals method. So two things you are trying to do here. One is overriding. Without overriding equals method, you cannot justify your own definition of equals of two objects, right? You cannot inject your own definition of equals method without overriding the equals method of object class, right? That is the first point. So you must take the method signature as is. When you are taking the method signature as is, it is an object class. Even though, if you remember the earlier diagram, it's gone now, but it's okay. Let me try it. Object 1, it is having name, course, fee, and equals method. Okay, override an equal method. This is object 2, name as, here also name as Santosh and course as advanced, fee as 500. This is object already initialized, right? This is also Santosh, course as advanced, fee as 500, and it has also equals method. So in this equals method, if you want to pass this object, as you are overriding this object from equals method, it should accept only superclass. It accepts only superclass object. This object will be passed, this Java student object has been passed as a parent class reference variable. As you need to override, you need to honor the signature. As part of the signature parameter also same. So here, even though it is an object, it is coming as a student object, but it's holding by parent reference variable object class holding student object. That is the reason you are downcasting. If you try to access this without downcasting, like other object dot, you will get superclass methods. You are not able to see the subclass methods. If you remember, let me show you. See here, person, see, child only methods can't be accessed. Child only method slash data, okay, can't be accessed with the superclass reference variable. When you try to hold parent reference, when parent try to hold the child object, and if you try to access child data, child only data, that cannot be accessed. See, if you try this child method, right, what you call, where is that? Damn it, man. qualifications and child only method. Is it there? No. Do we remove? Yeah, employee salary, right? Here employee salary, can you be able to access in using parent person object, person reference variable? Because you cannot, because that is not available. So you need to, as the object is available, first you need to downcast it. You need to downcast it, then only you can access. So that is the reason here you, even though it's a student object, while it is coming to equals method, it is coming as through object class, superclass object, superclass reference variable. So you need to bring it down to Java student, downcast it from superclass to subclass, then you start accessing the values. That is nothing but awesome. That is nothing but downcasting to your actual object and trying to extract that values. Okay, nice. I'm happy you guys are listening, honestly. Next thing, string concept. We talked about 3 methods, right? Now, as of now. So object class, how many methods we talked about here? Hash code we talked about, equals we talked about, and toString we talked about. Notify, notify all, wait. These 5 methods we are going to use in threads concept. In threads concept, when it comes, we'll discuss. Okay. And finalize. Did you guys, anyone remember finalize method? For garbage collector, right? If before garbage collector try to clean up your objects, the orphan objects or unused objects, first it will call finalize method. So you can implement your own finalize method logic such a way you can release all the IO network connections, like talking to the outside the JVM, like database, PDF, or whatever it is. Once you release, then garbage collector will start cleaning it up, right? That is the finalize method. That is also there in the object class. Sometimes people ask, where is the final method, in which object it will be? Somebody want to go deeper kind of thing. And clone, will take it as separate topic. Okay, right? Awesome. So as of now, we keep on talking about data types and data types comparison, and we compared with objects as well, like let's try string demo. Okay. String, everybody, even though we are using just like that, it is not a data type, right? It's not a primitive data type. What is it? It's a class. String is, first and foremost, string is a built-in Java class. What is built-in? Whenever I say built-in Java class, it is available from the Java. Okay, you don't need to explicitly write. You can use the functionality of that class. Okay, so Java string is a built-in Java class, and it's a rather than reading out the statements, it's always good to do programs. So another thing is string objects are immutable. Immutable in the sense can't modified. Okay. String reference variables are mutable, as they are as good as other reference variable. They are as good as these statements. Wherever in each class I am writing, right, I'll try to update in the website so that you guys can refer quickly if somebody asks any question. As good as other reference. Okay. So these two are important. So when I'm saying string, so I'm creating an object string str equal to some blah blah blah, right? Some blah blah blah. I'll say this is a string, I'm holding this value, right? For the terminology purpose, I'll use like this. Okay. So now I'm saying a name is a string object, and I'm holding the value Shiva. This is not as good as this one. This one is like int a is like just a same variable holding 10, but a string is what? Class, right? There are two ways you can create a string object. There are two ways you can create string. One is directly using double quotes. Another one is using the, as it is a class, what you can do, equal to new string of Java. Okay. One way of creating a string object is using the double quotes. Another one is using new operator. Another one is without using the new operator. As simple as that. One is using the new operator. Another one is without using the new operator. So what is the difference between these two? Right? What is the difference between these two? I mean, we know name and Shiva, but what is the difference between creation of using the new operator without using the new operator? What will happen? Right inside the memory. So basically what happens is, I'm saying what is the best way to explain. Let's do string str1 equal to, I'll say orange. String str2 equals to what? I'll say orange. Okay. String str3 equal to new string of orange. I created object using new keyword, and again I'm going to create another one, str3 str4 equal to new string of orange. Okay, so there are two ways, and we created 4 string objects with different ways. Okay, so there are 2 ways to compare, right? Or all these are same or not, we need to compare, right? So what we can do first, str1 double equals to str2. Same. Else different. Okay, so let me run. Same. This str is what? Str and str2. This is the reference variables, right? Whenever you compare double equals to reference variables, never be same. Then how come it returns same? So there is a concept, right? Let's go back to the concept now. What we did. So in memory, in simple terms, in memory, whenever the memory loads, there is a concept of string constants. String constant or pool of constant. String constant. Let me check 1 second. Yeah, the concept is like a pool of string constants. Okay, there is a concept called pool of string constants. Okay, what happens is in this memory, every time in the JVM, entire JVM, certain memory will be given to default pool of string constants. Okay, so one way you do is like str string str equal to orange. Okay, whenever you do like this, what happens is whenever you use to create a string object using double quotes, that value will go into the string pool constants. Okay, that whenever you use double quotes, it will go inside the string pool constants, SPC. Okay, so it went inside the string pool constant and it is in orange and it has 101 address. So now str is holding 101 address, right? Okay, now if you try to create again string str2 str1 equal to orange again, if you use again double quotes, what it happens is always it looks inside the string pool constants. Is there any constant with name string pool name string constant with name orange? If it is there, assign that address str1 to this guy as well. So this guy also holds same address. But if you try to use the new keyword, new string of orange, then this value doesn't go inside the string pool constant. It will be created outside orange and this address will be like 999 will be held by str2 created by new operator. That's all about concept. Okay, that's all about string pool constant. So whenever you use, there are two ways to create a string objects. One is using double quotes, another one is new operator. So when you use double quotes, what will happen? The value always goes to the string pool constant, and if you try to keep assign a same string to another reference variable, first it looks in the string pool constant. If it is there, it will assign it to the same address to the another reference variable. Otherwise it will create another object. Agreed. So here, so how many are going into the string pool constant? The first one, str, first str goes to str1 goes to the insert into string pool constant. Then str2 get orange reference variable. str2 gets object from string pool constant, but new operator, it's a separate. str3 is a new object, separate. New object will be separate. New object will be created. Separate new object will be created outside string pool constant. Same thing. As and when you use new, it will create outside object. Make sense? So that is the reason here str1 and str2 reference variables are same. Okay. And next one, let's compare if str1 is in string pool constant and str3 is outside. Let's compare these two. str1 double equals to str3. Same. So in this place, see, we are not comparing, don't forget, we are not comparing the content. We are not yet comparing the orange. Okay, we are comparing the reference variables here. As long as you use double equals to, it will is a reference variable comparison, right? As per our line we mentioned somewhere, right? Just now. If you are using, you are comparing the reference variables in object concept. If you are using double equals to, you are comparing the reference variables. Even though in reference variable concepts, these two come out as same because of string pool constant, and as you are using new operator, each time when you use new operator, new separate object will be created outside the string pool constant. So then reference variable is going to be always different. So even if you try to compare str3 created by new operator, str4 created by new operator, still it will be not same, different. This is the reference variable comparison, so keep it in mind, okay? And the second concept is, how do you compare the content? Now in all the four cases content is same. How do you compare? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, so we'll keep this below part, right? Let's we can see here if I write it, you can see clear. So now how do you compare content of the string? If str1 dot equals of str2, let's for time being assume that every class in the world is extends by object, same as built-in class string also extends by object class. That is the reason you are overriding equals method. Okay, I mean that is the reason you are able to use equals method. We are assuming for now this equals method is coming from object class. Okay, so in object class, equals comparison is reference variables. So when I compare this one and this one, this is inside pool constant, this is outside the pool constant, it is as good as comparing this one, right? This str1 dot equals of str3, if the equals is from object class equals compares reference variables, object class equals method always compares the reference variables, and equals double equals you are always comparing reference variables. So this line str1 dot equals of str3 as good as str1 dot equals of str3, right? So the result would be same way it should be displayed here also. Let's see whether it will display or not. Okay, let's run this program. Here it is saying str1 dot equals of str3 is same, because if you go and click on this equals method, it is not showing in object class, or it is not showing object class equals. It is string class equals method. It is string class. This is string class. You agreed, right? Built-in class. Just like object class, string also built-in class. It is having equals method. What did it do? It overridden the object class equals method in the string class. So you are using equals method of string class when you are comparing two strings. You are using String class equals method, not the object class equals method. The string class equals method is already overridden, and equals method compares the content. Compares the content. Okay. String class overridden, overridden, string class overridden, object class equals method dot equals object class dot equals method. Okay, so let's like the way. Again, I'm writing here object class dot equals compares reference variables, but string class overridden equals method dot equals method compares content of the string, content of that string. Okay, so in with this line it compares the content. No matter what you compare with str dot equals of str2, str2 dot equals of str3, str.3 equals of str4, str4 dot equals of str1, whatever you do, dot equals operations among these four will be same because the content is same. Make sense? So let's compare that, right? You do whatever you do, right? If str1 dot equals of str4, same, right? String method equals method is just like here, right? Object demo class, what we did, right? We overridden equals method, right? The way we want. Same thing, string or string built-in class also did before it given, before we are getting as a built-in class. It also has its own comparison, like what it does, first it compares whatever you are passing is an string class object or not, and then it checks the length, both values length. If length is both are same, then it checks one character at a time, like it will check first str1 length and str2 length is same or not. Okay, both are 6 okay. Next, check the first character here, compare with this guy. If both are same, go to the next character, compare RR, compare AA, compare NN, compare NGG, compare EE. Oh, okay, everything is same, I can say same. So if I remove this one line, now if I run, it's done. str1 and str2 we haven't compared, but let's say if I remove this, you got different because the content has been modified. Okay, and one more point I would like to mention here about strings is let's take string name Raja. Okay, now I am going to say name equal to name plus Pooja. What we think is like this, in these lines what we think is generally in those lines, what we think is okay. Name equal to Raja, and now you modified, so name equal to, it will be removed, and now Raja Puja. This is how it is going to save. That is not true because of the concept of string pools concept. What will happen? First, it is using double quotes. It will go inside and it sits here, Raja, and it will be referred with name and with 1 1 1 1. Okay. Then you modified this name with Raja plus Puja. So what will happen? Another string constant Raja plus Raja Puja will be created, and this will get disconnected. This may have some other value. It will update 444, some other address, whatever it is. Okay. What does it mean? You are not actually modifying. You cannot modify this object. It will create a new object. Instead of Raja becoming Puja here itself, it doesn't happen like that. What will happen? It will create a new string, separate string, and then assign the new address. So which means you can, once you create a string object, you cannot change it. That is the reason they call strings are immutable. Strings are immutable objects. Why? Because each time you try to create, you try to modify, new objects will be created and assign the address. Okay, string objects are immutable. We cannot modify the string objects, but we can modify the string reference variable. String reference variable, this one is keep modifying, right, between these two, but object is not modifying. Okay, this is important. String objects are immutable. They cannot be modified. Okay. What else? Yeah, another important thing. So in object class, we got a lot of methods, built-in methods. We learned basic ones and we kept aside for some of them. Like that, string also will have bunch of methods. Whatever the operations you want to do on the string, you have those many methods. So if you control O, you can see. Okay. Length, caret, code pointer, offset, get char, get bytes, equals, content equals to, compare to, equals, ignore, non-sync, case insensitive, compare equals, ignore, case regression, region matches, regular expression, hash code, ends with. So what are these methods? These are all already built for you, and so that you can simply use. Let's say yeah, whatever the simple one of the method, I'll take and explain to you, right, what they did inside and how you can use it. So let's say length. So you will say value dot length. You will call value dot length. Then you will get the size of the string. So in this case, string demo. String str obj str object equal to, this is Java world, Java string world, and an interesting topic to learn. This is a string. So what and all you can do, sys out, or else like length 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 int length equal to str obj dot length. If I ask this method, it will give the size of the string, right? I can display that, or else you can say size, so you can easily read. Now if I run this program, you can see size of the string is 59. So that is one of the operation that has been provided by string, right? So I will do bunch of them like this. Now what I will say str here itself, rather than creating another str obj char at 10. What I'm saying is give me the character at length 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. It should be a, right? So let's see what it displays. Sorry, it is 10. Okay, you just compare it, same. Okay. Another operation I can do, like, so you can do all these kind of operations are available in string class. Dot compare to another string. Let's say I'll compare with is it same or not, right? So I'll blah, 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 blah. I'm comparing this guy. What will this do? It say false, right? So it should say false. Okay, it's compared to returns 1 or 0 or what you called 1 0 is the return type of compare method. So which means if it is 1, they are not same. If I say, if I keep the same content here and run it, it will display as this one as 0. So that's 0 because both are same. If both are same, it returns 0 compared to method. Okay, so some other method. Let's pick some other method. I concatenate with display. See, your string has been modified with this guy, blah 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 blah, also added to that string. So concat. So another operation, that is another operation. So we have bunch of operations like that. You can do as and when you want. You just need to look at it and use them. You just need to check, like, okay, what is available, and check. Yeah, now I want to convert everything into lowercase. I'll say lowercase. Now that all the letters will be displayed in the lowercase automatically. So everything is displayed in the lowercase here. So these are bunch of methods that are available. You can do, like, I will ask you an assignment as, reverse this string. So what you need to do generally, there are two ways. Simple way, one way is find the length and take the each and every character into character array and return it back in a reverse way. That is one way. Or else there will be strobj dot some other function will be there. Check it out. Okay. Yeah, this bunch of functions are there. I'll give you assignment to give it a try and try to focus on it. What else is there? String concept. Did I forget anything? Pool constraints. That is important. Pool constraints we talked about. New operator, it will create outside. Ends with yeah, I will ask you, like, find out the repetitive characters and display them in this statement. Find out the repetitive characters here and display them, and how many repetitive characters are there, which is the long highest number of repetitives. Like in this case, I guess a will be the 1 2 3 4 5 times repeated. If there is anything more than 5 times, 6 times, then that is the highest number of times, kind of thing. Okay, so I'll send you assignment just after finishing this class. Thank you for being patient, and if we focus like this, we can wrap it out by end of this weekend, Core Java.